I can fly. I believe I can touch.
Already an award-winning and self-published author with thousands of online fans, she's now got an international publishing company behind her to take her action-packed young adult sci-fi series Generation Icarus to the next level. Please welcome to the cafe in the Harvey Norman Lounge, New Zealand author Jessica Pawley.
Yes.
Jessica, congratulations first on the book Airborne, which is the first, isn't it, in your series,
Yes,
the Generation
yes,
Icarus series to be officially published. So
yes.
Tell us what's it about.
Very at the absolute basic, it is a group of teens from all around the world who just suddenly grow bird-like wings. They have no idea why, and then they sort of come together to survive, and then they start getting hunted by scientific corporations, but then there's also a bunch of religious fanatics who see them as angels and are determined to uncover their divine message. And these poor guys are just trying to survive and figure out what it means to be a teenager in the modern world when they've, got these weird mutations and not even human anymore. So what does that mean? That sort of thing.
Sold me already.
It's got success written all over it.
Yes.
And what sort of teenage? What age are we looking at first for?
Definitely 13 plus.
Wow.
Yeah.
So have you? So you've written. This is the first part. So have you written the rest of them?
Well, that's the story. Is because they were self-published originally. I wrote 4 books in the self-published versions.
Right.
But then when it was discovered by the Unoi Publishing Group, and they were under the Steam Press imprint, and we've completely reworked it, revamped it, redeveloped it, and it's even better. So it looks like there's going to be maybe 5 books now.
So how did you get discovered? I mean, what happened?
Well, funny story that was because I put all my money into the editing and getting an editor to help me polish it up and book designer and everything. Had no money for marketing left at all. So I went to a local distributor and asked him if go talk to the big bookstores, all that kind of thing, and it just kind of ended up living on his desk for about a year. And then the director of Unoi Publishing Group walked into the distributors, saw it there on the desk, picked it up and emailed me saying, hey, I want to publish you.
And you went, what, is this a joke?
I know, literally, yes, I did. But no, it was just really that fortuitous. So I'm very, very lucky.
Oh, that sounds absolutely fascinating. So how do you come up with these sorts of stories and plot lines? Does it just pop into your head one day when you're walking down the street?
It was a lot of research,
right.
actually, yes, because, I was looking at the existing franchises and I'd been talking to the kids I was working with and saying, what are you into? Like, what is it going to get you to take you to read, basically? Because I was working with these kids at high school who didn't read as a teacher aide. And so I looked at all, the Harry Potter films, the Twilight films, the third Hunger Games book had just come out, and, I was looking at sort of the major things there, and then sort of basically sat down and asked myself, if I could have any superpower, what would it be? And flight one out every time. And then the second question was, how can I realistically, that was the key word, realistically give my characters this ability? And at the end I just kept asking myself, who, what, when, where, why, how, and it just sort of built from there.
So why young adults? Why did you aim at that audience?
When I started writing it 7 years ago, I still thought of myself as a young adult. Just out of university, and that was my favourite genre, and I really enjoyed it. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to be, working with the teens, I wanted to write something for them. So it was just kind of, all fell into place.
Yeah, everything that did fall into place. Do you still work with young adults?
I was working for Auckland Libraries for a number of years where I had some interaction with them, but writing has become so full-time now. My interaction with young adults is predominantly online now.
Nice.
So how many fans do you think, how many online fans do you have?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, when the books were online, because obviously they're not anymore, because, they're being redeveloped and everything, I was getting messages, like I'd wake up, because most of my fans are overseas, and so of course our days are back to front, so I'd wake up in the morning and check online, and there'd be hundreds and hundreds of messages, and some of them would just be from one person just making one shy little comment, and then you'd have others who'd go through the book and just make like dozens of comments on every page, and it was really exciting. So I can't put a number on it, but there is certainly a hardcore group who's still hanging in there.
You're like the Nalini Singh for young adults, really. So tell us about this deal that your book's been optioned, or the series has been optioned.
Yeah, it's been optioned by a couple of independent producers who want to develop it for TV or film. They're leaning towards TV at the moment, and so I mean this has only happened in the last sort of 6 to 8 weeks, but we've been working really hard on preparing the presentation. They want to take it to America like next month and talk to like Netflix and all those big networks and broadcasters and streaming services and try to get it sold over there as soon as possible, basically.
Yeah, it's got Netflix written all over it, I think, or anything. So, did you always want to be an author? Did you think you'd be sitting here discussing a deal with Netflix on this huge series?
Yeah, I always wanted to. Like, from a child, I was a total bookworm. You know, the kid would be hiding in the library, and on the bus to and from school, I'd just be reading book after book after book. And, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I don't know what I want to be, and you go through the thoughts, you know, am I going to be a vet or a nurse or this or that? And author was the only one that was there the whole way through. So, yeah, it just, I was determined to do it and kept trying to, you know, improve my writing and just keep getting myself out there. And suddenly it's just finally, after 7 years, I started writing this 7 years ago, it's finally, you know, coming together and taking off.
So where are you up to in the series? Like, have you written them all?
Oh, well, I'd written the self-published ones, I'd written all of them, books 1 to 4, but now with the redevelopment, it's going to go in a completely different direction. So I've just got the first round of editing notes back for the second book. So I've completely written it, and now it's going to go through that editing process.
How is that dealing with somebody saying to you, yeah, you could do this differently, or they want to... I mean, that would be really, if you've self-published and done it yourself.
Well, yeah, that was the thing with the self-publishing, you know, I was paying the editors, so, you know, they were sort of quite gentle with me. And then putting it online where anyone can say anything what they think, some of it was really, really harsh, but you got to develop a thick skin, like in anything in the arts or anything like that. You know, you've got to take on board the criticism because it's only going to make you stronger and better.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you.
Thanks.
Congratulations. This is awesome.
Me too. Looking forward to seeing it on Netflix or something.
Hopefully. Netflix haven't had a formal presentation from the producers.
I love it. Fingers crossed. Well, we've got to go. Hey, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Airborne is available now from where all good books are sold, and look out for the release of the rest of the Generation Icarus series too. You can keep up with Jessica through her official website, jlpawley.com.